Insta-booed. Insta-boo. I would kill myself. Yeah, like, if he hadn't done, like, Illuminati rituals to get to the position that he's in right now, he would feel really bad. Because he is exactly that, like, bloodless, soulless, sociopathic monster that is constantly trying to be a fucking carpet-bagging ladder climber. He doesn't have any of that. So stupid!
The politics of organized labor have been really interesting in this race because what we saw in this race, what we saw in the last race, frankly, was in many cases union leadership backing Democrats and union members in some cases voting for Trump. It's always been an area where he's been stronger than traditional Republicans have been. Here, in the case of this dueling appearances at this firefighters union convention, we saw Tim Walz give a directly pro-labor address yesterday. Now, both he and Vance included elements of their own personal story, their own personal experiences with firefighters, with EMTs, tried to kind of humanize their messages. I think it was very clear that the Walz approach yesterday was more effective in the room than the J.D. Vance approach today.
Yeah. Here is Tim Walz, okay? Fox News carried part of Tim Walz's speech to Firefighters Union in Boston where he attacks Trump and highlights the dangers of Project 2025.
He blocked overtime benefits for millions of workers. He opposed efforts to raise the minimum wage.
Let's watch how Walz, talked.
Even proposed slashing budgets for federal fire service programs. Those are just simply facts. But look, it's not just what they've done, it's what they're going to do. This is the big thing. One of the goals of their Project 2025 is to screw the middle class, making it harder for workers to collectively bargain, allowing employers to drastically cut overtime or eliminate it, slash taxes for the ultra-wealthy by imposing a national sales tax on the rest of us. Look, I've said this, I'm an old-time football coach. If you draw up a playbook, you plan on using it. Project 2025 is a plan to reshape what America looks like, moving away from the middle class and putting it right back on the oligarchs and the wealthy at the top. He said he's going to repeal the Affordable Care Act. That thing is pre-existing conditions. Those are things that make sure that our family gets health care. And for many of our families, and I know you don't get to participate in it, but your families do, my mom does, Social Security and Medicare are life-saving programs for them. Instead of funding those programs, they talk about cutting them. So here, this is what I always say. If you got $1 billion, you don't give a damn if your Social Security check shows up. But if you're like my mom, that's how you pay for your food. That's how you pay for your heat. That's how things get done. So that check, pretty damn important to protect it. Again, use their own.
The fucking room is shaking, okay? The walls are sweating. My man is quaking, okay?
This is a guy who told his friends down at Mar-a-Lago, and this is a direct quote. Look, all of you you're rich as hell. We're going to give you a tax cut, while telling workers that wages are too high. That says it all. And again, if you're confused on where you're going to go, think about what impacts you, your life, and your family the most. So let me tell you exactly what Vice President Harris and I will do when we get elected. As president, then President Harris will sign the PRO Act, making it easier for unions to organize. We'll protect Safer Grant program. It's good to see you say this. If you have to spend any time thinking if you want to support the PRO Act, that pretty much tells you where you're at, because that's a pretty easy one. Same thing with the Safer Grant program. We know it's essential to helping serve and protect communities, especially as we starting to see intensive heat waves. We'll keep fighting to protect your retirement benefits, lowering taxes for working families, and finally making corporations just pay their fair share. They're doing fine. They're doing fine. They can pay their fair share. Look.
So seems like that was broadly received as a overall very popular speech. People like that a lot, okay? People like that speech a lot. Let's hear how J.D. Vance was received in that same fucking room. Here it is. J.D. Vance, President Trump and I are proud to be the most pro-worker Republican ticket in history.
Now, President Trump and I are proud to be the most pro-worker Republican ticket in history. And I want to talk about why we're fighting for working people, why we're going to fight for unions and non-union alike.
Oh my God. Oh my God, bro. Bro! Come on, dude. It is like what is going on? How does this keep happening? How does this keep happening? Here's a longer video of JD Vance getting booed by the firefighters group.
JD Vance.
When he first comes up.
All over the world, but let's rebuild America and do watching back.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Well, Semper Fi, guys. We got some. It sounds like we got some fans and some haters. That's okay. Listen to what I have to say here.
That's crazy. Insta-booed. Insta-boo. I would kill myself. Yeah, like, if JD Vance actually had a soul and hadn't had that sucked out of him by Peter Thiel, as he was Peter Thiel's blood boy, okay? If he hadn't done, like, Illuminati rituals to get to the position that he's in right now, he would feel really bad, okay? But because he is exactly that, like, bloodless, soulless, sociopathic monster that is constantly trying to be a fucking carpet-bagging ladder climber, he doesn't have any of that.
And I'll make my pitch. I want to first say thank you to Representative Jimenez for the great introduction.
He attempted to do a human joke as well.
Republican and Democrat conventions we just had. It says a lot who each party chose to put up on that stage. At the Republican convention, we were featuring everyday American workers, and of course, we had Hulk Hogan. And while it's tempting, and I'm sure it would make some big headlines, don't worry, everybody, I'm not going to try to take off my shirt here.
Oh. I want to show you, obviously, another fucking comparison that happened like last week that was really bad. But let's
don't take my word
first.
for it. Let's listen to some of both men over the last 2 days.
President Trump and I are proud to be the most pro-worker Republican ticket in history. And I want to talk about why we're fighting for working people, why we're going to fight for unions and non-union alike.
But I can promise you this. When Vice President Harris and I win this election, we'll have your back just like you've had ours this entire time.
So two things can be true at once here, Chris. Donald Trump can have a better relationship with union member voters around the country than many previous Republican candidates. We can also pretty regularly say things that drive a wedge between he and their support, like when he cheered on Elon Musk for his own union-busting behavior in that interview that they did on X. I think that's some of what's coming back to bite J.D. Vance, as he has to kind of go into the lion's den here and make a pitch.
Yeah. No, it's that for sure. It's that, number one. Number two, it's also because obviously they are in Massachusetts. And number three, Tim Walz is charismatic. JD Vance is not. Let me find the clip real quick. Let's take a look. Here is JD Vance trying to order donuts set to the VP end credits.
Okay, yeah. She doesn't want to be on film, guys, so just cut her out of anything. Appreciate that, man.
I kind of want to watch the original one. It's here.
We really
Tim Walz and JD Vance on the campaign trail. This is better. Okay, let's see how Tim Walz orders from a local eatery.
Did a little rally on the side, but we had a little extra time. If you don't know, the iconic Nebraska restaurant is the Runza.
Is everybody else in here? All right, well, it's few. Okay. So we are. Let's see. We're gonna get how many people, Nick? How many donuts do you get? I would get a couple.
Don't call it anything else except a Runza. The bread consistency, all of it really matters. I got the Swiss and mushroom. Is kind of a classic. The cheese is solid. You can be a little bit creative, but.
Okay. I'm sorry, man. Okay, yeah. She doesn't want to be on film, guys, so just cut her out of anything. Appreciate that, man. I'm JD Vance. I'm running for vice president. Nice to see you.
Okay. I'm JD Vance. I'm running for vice president. Nice to see you. Just so bad, bro. So humiliating.
This is it. If you're going to go to Nebraska, if you're going to go to a Nebraska football game, if you're just going to be a good person, you stop at Runza. I think it's the bread consistency. I mean,
Making your homemade every day?
Yeah, get this guy on TV.
Okay.
Yep. And just a random assortment of stuff here.
How long have you worked here?
I've been here since the beginning of July
Okay.
for this year.
Okay. Good. How about you, sir?
Almost TV for runs us. Thanks for the work you're doing. Matters. Appreciate it. Thanks, everybody. Pleasure to meet you all. Wow.
Wow.
Okay. Good. How long?
Everything.
Just everything. Yeah. I mean, a lot of glazed here, some sprinkle stuff, some of these cinnamon rolls, just whatever makes sense.
Ma'am, if you don't
Whatever makes sense. Order, whatever makes sense.
want to be on film, you're good. If you don't want to be on film, you're okay.
Yeah. How long has this place been around?
about 4 years,
About 4 years. Okay. How long have you been here?
a little over 6 months.
Okay. Good.
Okay, good. Oh my God. Painfully obvious how who goes to these places genuinely and who's just doing it for a media op. Okay, but like, how do you fuck up ordering donuts, man? You're just failing to be a human at that point. You're not just failing the media op. You're failing being a human. It makes no sense. Like, how do you fuck up ordering donuts, dude? You don't have anything locked in the chamber? Like, no fucking line in there? You just go, okay. He just sounds like a fucking alien. He sounds like a goddamn alien trying to, like, not give the game away.